You know the feeling, right? You're driving, and up ahead is the entrance to one of those huge mountain tunnels. It feels, well, pretty passive. You just point your car into the darkness, maybe fiddle with the radio, and cruise on through, waiting for that little dot of light to get bigger.
At the end of the day, you probably think you are just driving through a hole in a rock. We all do. It's just a road, but with a ceiling. Simple.
But here's the thing. That feeling, it could not be more wrong. The second your car crosses that threshold, you have literally entered one of the most hostile, unnatural environments a person can travel through.
I mean, think about it for a second. You're in a sealed tube that's miles long. You're buried under millions of tons of rock and dirt. There are no windows, no fresh air, not even a tiny breeze. And the whole thing is filling up second by second with toxic engine exhaust. If left to itself, that tunnel would become a suffocating death trap in just minutes.
So, for you to survive that drive, it has to be an active, living, breathing machine. And that's the incredible hidden engineering we're going to break down right now. So how do you make a giant, sealed tube breathe? Well, it all comes down to two totally different ways of thinking about it. Two logics for tunnel ventilation.
Okay, so you've got two main playbooks. The first one is called longitudinal ventilation. It's pretty straightforward. It basically creates an artificial wind that just pushes all the bad air out one end. It works great for shorter tunnels, but for the really big ones, the megatunnels, you need something much, much smarter. Transverse ventilation. This system is all about constantly circulating the air from top to bottom.
Now, this first system is the one you can actually see. Look up in a lot of tunnels, and you'll spot these huge jet fans hanging from the ceiling. They're not there to cool things down. They're creating a super powerful wind that shoves all that exhaust, along with the flow of traffic, and right out the other side. It's kind of like a relay race for air.
But see, this system has a huge weakness. What happens if there's a traffic jam and everything grinds to a halt? Or what if the tunnel is, 20 or 30 miles long? Just pushing air in one direction isn't going to cut it. The people stuck in the middle would just suffocate.
So the solution for those giant tunnels is to basically give them a hidden set of lungs. It's this incredible system called transverse ventilation, and it uses a really clever two-level duct structure to pump fresh air in and pull bad air out, all in a constant invisible cycle happening right around you.
And here's how it works. It's this three-step dance happening right above your head and below your tires. First, huge ventilation plants pump fresh air into a giant duct running underneath the road. Second, that clean air is supplied up into the tunnel through vents you've probably seen in the curbs. And third, all that hot, nasty exhaust naturally rises, where it gets extracted, sucked out through grates in a false ceiling you never even knew was there.
But this entire amazing breathing system, this whole machine, is really designed with one single terrifying scenario in mind. This is its ultimate test. It's trial by fire.
Because the absolute greatest threat inside that sealed tube isn't a stalled car or a traffic jam. It is a fire. A fire traps all the heat, turning the tunnel into an oven in seconds, and the smoke becomes this blinding, choking, deadly plug.
The absolute instant that smoke detectors or heat sensors go off, the tunnel's entire purpose, its entire operational logic, just violently shifts.
Suddenly, the goal isn't about giving you nice fresh air to breathe anymore. Forget that. The new #1 all-or-nothing mission is total and complete smoke containment. And it happens in a flash. First, the system's brain isolates the exact zone where the fire is. Then, bam, massive steel dampers slam shut in the ceiling everywhere else to seal off the safe areas. Third, the dampers right over the fire open all the way, turning the ceiling into a giant vacuum cleaner, sucking the smoke straight up and out. And finally, the system starts to protect the people, pushing clean air towards trapped cars to create a clear, breathable path to the emergency exits. And speaking of those exits, you've probably seen those heavy green doors on the tunnel walls. They lead to a totally separate service tunnel called a cross passage. And here's the genius part. That rescue tunnel is always kept at a higher air pressure. Why? So that the moment you yank open one of those emergency doors, a blast of clean air rushes out, physically pushing back the smoke and fire, keeping your escape route completely clear. It's brilliant. When you put all this together, this complex, hidden, life-saving system, the tunnel becomes this unseen guardian, and it completely changes how you should think about your drive.
So what does this all mean for you the next time you point your car into that dark opening in the mountain?
It means that everything you see, the smooth road, the white lines, the bright lights, It's all just the front stage. It's a performance designed to make you feel safe and bored.
But the reality is, you are driving right through the heart of a highly calibrated, multi-million-dollar machine that is actively, constantly breathing for you every second of the way, just so you can make it to the other side.